Hey guys, it's Chloe and today I am here with a brand new video. So today I am here with a book talk, and this book talk was actually not originally planned, but after reading this book I decided I really had to do a book talk for it. So today I am here with a book talk for It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, and I have so many different things to say about this book. As usual with my book talks, I do a minute or two of brief non-spoiler parts for this book, and then I go into spoilers. So that is just a warning for those of you that may not have read this book. So I give this book a 5 out of 5 stars. It was my first Colleen Hoover book. I will say though that I was very hesitant with this book because I have heard a lot of controversy recently about Colleen Hoover books, and that made me very hesitant to pick this up. But I had to read it because it was a nominee for the Young Adult BookTube Awards. So I did have to read it in order to participate in the live show. I was pleasantly surprised with this book. It ended up being so good and so amazing, and I actually went into it blind. I had no idea what it was about. I am going to say this, and it's not a spoiler, but I feel like it should be known that there is a trigger warning for abusive relationships in this novel, and I don't believe I've ever read a book that dealt with that subject. Essentially, this book is about Lily, who is our main character, who lives in Boston, and she moved there for college and to start her own floral business. And one day she meets Ryle, and he is a neurosurgeon also living in Boston, and he is completely against relationships. And this is the story of how they meet and what goes on after they meet. And we also have a lot of journal entries from Lily when she was 16 about her first love, Atlas. So now I'm going to go into a spoiler section of this book talk. So if you haven't read this book and you don't want to be spoiled, then I would click away and then read this book and come back and watch this video. This book was so freaking cute, and well, I say cute, but it's a new adult, so it's dealing with older characters in their 20s. But this book was amazing. It was such an emotional roller coaster ride. I say that because we have this main character, Ryle, who doesn't do relationships. When he meets Lily, he can't stop thinking about her. So they're together, and they're passionate, and they're in love, and they're just like everything, and it's amazing. But an incident happens where Ryle hits her. And Lily has come from an abusive household. Her father was abusive to her mother, so she knows that this is not something she wants to be a part of. Ryle is like mortified, and he apologizes, and he says sorry profusely, and so she decides, okay, if it happens again, I'll leave him. The thing though is, despite this incident, I can see that Ryle really, really loves Lily, despite everything that's going on. Time passes very quickly in this novel, and 6 months into the relationship, they decide, hey, let's go to Vegas and get married. So Lily and Ryle, Ryle's sister and brother-in-law Marshall and Alyssa, Lily's mom, and then Ryle's parents all fly to Vegas from Boston, and they get married. And I was just so surprised, and I thought it was so freaking cute. They were just like, we love each other, let's, we're going to get married. And it was on a whim, and I loved it. It was so freaking cute. So about halfway through the book, they're married. And I'm not sure if this happens before or after they're married, but at one point they get into an argument, and Ryle pushes Lily down the stairs. He tries to convince her that she fell, and he's trying to convince himself that she fell, but they both know that he pushed her down the stairs. Yet she doesn't leave him yet. And despite what she said, she didn't leave him, and they're still together until the most disastrous thing happens. So in this novel, Lily actually reconnects with her first love, Atlas. Ryle is very jealous, and this was an accidental reconnection because they didn't even know that they were in the same city. But since they're not talking constantly, they're not really, talking at all. Then they have an argument regarding Atlas. Ryle has been drinking, and the tension is high in the room. Ryle doesn't know what's going on, and I don't believe he does, but he almost rapes Lily. That is the absolute last straw for Lily, and she she has to leave, and she stays at Atlas's house for a few days, and then she finds out that she's pregnant. So the rest of the story is her essentially trying to figure out, what am I going to do about my marriage, especially with a baby being involved. Throughout all of this, you can see that Ryle really does love Lily, but her concern, and a lot of readers I believe also feel this way, is you need to leave him because, you know, he said it was never going to happen again, and it still happened again another 2 times after the first incident. And the entire rest of the book, we're just trying to think, you know, what is she going to do? Is she going to stay? Is she going to leave? And finally, I sort of expected this outcome, even though I was really, really rooting for them. And the last, you know, 100, 150 pages of this novel were just emotional roller coaster ride. Like, I don't cry in books. I've only ever cried at one book, which is The Fault in Our Stars. But this book got me really, really close to crying. On the day that their daughter is born, she tells him that she wants a divorce. And he pleads with her, but her reasoning is, what if our daughter came up to you and said, Daddy, my boyfriend hit me? He has to accept that she's asking for a divorce and she wants the divorce. This book was such an emotional roller coaster ride. It was insane. And I just finished this book like a week ago, but I already want to reread it again. And I probably will as soon as I finish my library books. I'm going to reread this book because, oh my god, it was so good and so amazing. Despite being really, really hesitant about this book and picking it up and going in blind, I'm so glad that I did and decided to pick it up because I loved it. Now I probably actually am going to pick up more Colleen Hoover books in the future, but oh my gosh, this one was just so good, and it's, you know, it definitely left a mark on my reading experience, and it was definitely a favorite so far in 2017. So guys, that is all I have for this video today. I hope you all enjoyed it. As always, if you'd like a behind the scenes look at my life, you can check out my second channel, Chloessence. You name it, I probably do it on that channel. And if you like what you see here, please go ahead and click subscribe. We are getting so close to 1,000 subscribers, and I would really like to make 1,000 subscribers in 2017. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, so click subscribe so you can be updated for when I post those. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!